done well. You've done well. So I'm just walking back to the car after going to a coffee shop just to try and get a little bit of a different vibe, try and get the creative juices flowing. It was pretty good, I would say. One thing that I was just reflecting on is kind of the reality, I suppose, of doing deals and buying businesses. There's this misconception of how, this is how I viewed it anyway, when you are doing deals, it's just constantly on the go. And you're speaking to sellers and you're going to meetings, you're doing all these things that are very dynamic. And I think from my experience, it can be dynamic and actually at times it is, but there's a huge part of it which is actually not very dynamic at all. There's a large part where I'm just waiting. I'm waiting on lawyers, I'm waiting on accountants, I'm waiting on finance people to get back to me and give me an understanding of whether or not things can progress. And actually it's quite frustrating. It's probably one of the most frustrating things is you're just waiting. And what I found myself doing is actually stepping into more of the way I view it, more of like an estate agent role, where I'm chasing people up every week 2 or 3 times. I'm like, hey, any progress? Is anything happening? And the reason I do that is because I think that if you don't, things just slow down. Nothing gets done because these solicitors, rightly so, they're busy. They've got plenty of other deals going on, not just our deal. They've got probably 5, 10 other deals going on, and they can't just prioritize yours. So for me, it's just about reminding them that we're there. But for me, it brings out a little bit of frustration, which I manage. And I think in the past, that would have driven me mad. But these days, I just do what I can, take it on the chin, do some deep breathing, remind myself everything's going to be the way it's meant to be, and it does help, to be honest. But it's just the reality. I don't think it's just as simple and clear cut as saying, oh yeah, we go and shake hands, we sit around boardroom tables, and it's really dynamic, it's really fun. It is fun, it is exciting, but a lot of the time I'm sat on my arse waiting for people to give me information and to move things forward. I can only control what I can control, and I'm a bit of a control freak. I'm learning to let that go, and I think that's going to have a huge benefit to where we're going and what we're doing. But hopefully that gives you a bit of an understanding of what it's actually like to do deals. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It is cloudy and a bit rainy at times. So I just got off the call with our lawyer. His name's Ray. If you ever need a recommendation, then give me a shout. We were just talking about one of the deals that we've got going through. He is just waiting on the other solicitor to send him information, the SPA basically, to make sure that they're happy with it. We're getting really, really close now. It can just be quite slow, and we're at that point now where we're just waiting. One thing that I do to kind of combat that, and I've spoken about this in another video, and I'll link it up here somewhere, where I talk about deal flow. I think it was last week's video actually. So essentially what I need to be doing is constantly filling up that well of potential leads and potential deals, because we never know what's going to happen with a business. We all have our best intentions, we're all striving for completion dates. There's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of people involved. There's solicitors and there's accountants, there's the seller, there's us as the buyers. You've got different shareholders. Like one of the businesses has got like 8 shareholders. I can't just be sat there twiddling my thumbs hoping that the lawyer's going to get back to me today, because in the grand scheme of things, just like buying a house, it can take, depending on the people that are involved, 3 to 4 months, sometimes longer, right? So we're striving to get both of these deals done within a month. If I just sit here twiddling my thumbs, I'm going to be pretty bored and I'm not going to get the most out of life, and it's not the reason that I'm doing it. So in the background, to manage my frustrations, I'm doing lots of different things to look after myself, but I'm also making sure that I'm filling that well with potential deals. So I'm still sending out requests for information memorandums. I'm still doing deal sheets to make sure that the finances line up. I'm still scheduling calls with sellers. Before Christmas, I've got 2 calls with 2 sellers to see if I can find out more about their business and dive deeper into whether or not it's something we want to pursue. So yeah, there's loads of stuff that I need to get going on with. Now, frustration for me used to be a really big thing. I used to struggle with waiting. It was frustration is probably the wrong word. It was more of an impatience. I want things done quickly, or I did in the past at least. Now I understand that good things take time. It's like watching a kettle boil. What do they say? You watch a kettle, it takes bloody ages, right? But if you go away and you come back, the kettle boils. So it's the same here. If I just sit and wait, nothing's really going to shift for me. But if I get on and I do the deal flow and I keep connecting with investors, keep connecting with finance brokers, keep connecting with the people that are really important for me to build out the group that we're looking to build, then I'm able to get through life positively, and things then happen. It's a wonderful way of the world. So dealing with impatience for me is keeping busy and managing my mind as best as possible, knowing I have controlled what I can control, and then I pass it on to the people that I can't control, but I trust and I believe have my best interests at heart. So therefore, it's a bit of a waiting game, and that is okay. And I should also say, though, it doesn't mean that I'm smiling and happy all the time when I'm waiting on an email for 3 days. Which I think is a simple email to reply to. But hey, let's not get into that too much. Take a deep breath. I do what I need to do. I keep moving on. But yeah, that's kind of how things are going at the moment. And like I said, I spoke to our lawyer and things are progressing, albeit a little bit slower than I'd like. But it's the world of business buying. If you're in it, you'll know. If you're getting into it, you'll learn. So it's Saturday. I'm just finishing up the week, just trying to get into that Christmas spirit, I suppose. I would say I'm not feeling overly Christmas at the moment, so really trying to take some time to listen to some music. Wife's doing some baking, maybe watch a couple of Christmas films. But yeah, this week has been an interesting one because it's been quite chill. It's been pretty relaxed. I've been dealing with the frustrations, as I've spoken about already. But next week, one of the deals that we've got going through, the heads of terms, we're hoping to get that through by the end of January, and the goal is to go and see the owner next week before the Christmas break, to just keep building that relationship and just talk about the process from this point onwards, because I think that's going to do him good and it's going to do us good as well. So we're going there. I think it's going to be Monday. We're just clarifying it, and then yeah, we'll see how that goes. But other than that, it's been a good week, a productive week, but quite a slow week, you know. And sometimes that's the way it goes, and that's what I'm finding with acquisitions. But hey, we keep going, keep smiling.